just going live with the pyrokin in hand.
Fuck it.
Okay.
What's up, gamers?
No one's watching.
I know. But there are VOD watchers on my channel.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fucking spilling this whole thing over.
It's how it always is.
Yeah. I think it might have been a mistake to go live while eating fucking pyrokin.
What happened, JT1? A mistake? What makes you say that? See, the good student is here. We've got the entire width of the political spectrum.
Yeah?
I don't know what politics JT1 has. You're an ANCAB. I'm a Maoist. And the good student is a Jacobite. So we've got the entire, and plus Skooka's here.
Yo, Skooka.
Skooka will cover us on the I don't know, Antrim side of things. I'm kind of just saying words. This stream will have content. Well, that's debatable. The current content is we're eating these things. And they're kind of popping. They're called pyrokat, right?
Pyrokat.
Pyrokad. They're called pyrokad. And is there like a literal translation for that? Or does it just mean meat in a bun?
I think it just means meat in a bun.
I see.
Yeah.
Like you know how various pasta shapes are like named after the thing that they kind of look
It's
like?
nothing like that.
It's nothing like that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make up my own one then. So when I first heard the word pyrokad, I was like, how am I gonna remember this? And I thought, it kind of sounds like pillowcase. But if you think about it, it's like a pillowcase made out of bread with meat as the pillow inside of it. So, I don't know, I think I solved the mystery personally.
God, they look like shit. I'm just leaning in, staring at you.
You're always leaning in. Someone draw green lines on the stream.
Watching my own face when I'm on a stream is a thought hazard.
Is it?
Yeah, for me, kinda.
A thought hazard?
Yeah, thought hazard.
Alright, let's fix this. Meat pillow, meat pillow, meat pillow, A. What if I just did like a... The
I mean, you
fuck
can
is
have the
this?
face on the stream, man.
What is this? Oh, this is Akiba Trapstar Connect. We don't need that anymore. I do wish to remove the image. What about that?
I don't know if it...
Is this better? What about sort of like a this sort of situation? Like, you know how we live in hell in real life?
Yeah.
What if we were just in hell?
Uh-huh.
Like, isn't this kind of like hell?
I don't think it's like hell.
Like, this is what hell looks like.
It's kinda red.
Would you by any chance describe it as a whole lot of red?
I even might.
RTX on. After Dark. This is what UO. Wasn't I going to call myself UO? We're UO After Dark. Welcome to UO After Dark. The colors don't matter. Boom. We out here now. We in reverse. When the last time you saw a streamer in reverse? Ain't nobody else out here doing this shit. Ain't nobody else out here inverted. Let's bring this back to normal. Just fucking kidding. We fucking purple now. Yeah. Now I look like this. What if I looked like this? Now this is how this looks like the cover of No Thank You Doesn't Laugh. Welcome to the No Thank You Doesn't Laugh album cover stream. Real trendsetter. You know what we should do a whole stream like this, and we should call it the Late Night Comfy Cast.
I don't know if it's a good repeatable idea.
No?
I mean, it could be.
The joke is that Digi and May did that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the Late Night Comfy Cast, it has like weird filters on it.
Oh, I see.
No Thank You Doesn't Laugh in real life. Spaghetti! I am gonna turn the brightness up. I mean, one of these buttons, yeah. And I'm gonna fucking. Now, do you want me to do a dumb fucking joke?
Sure.
Hold on, I need to add like an image. Or hold on, fuck it. Alright, I'm gonna do the one of the dumbest jokes. It won't even work because there's no image behind me. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Now, let me be transparent here. Let me just be transparent with you guys. What did you think about that joke?
That's a good joke.
Thank you. I turned the opacity down when I said that. That was the joke.
We've been fucking going hard on the gremlin mode.
We're gremlins. You know, I'm just gonna eat something. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. Could be anything. Tastes like dust.
That might have been dust.
It might have been dust. All great men eat something weird from their body. Specifically their foot.
What?
Richard Stallman ate something from his foot once. XQC sometimes eats things from his foot.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, maybe I should start eating things from my foot.
I think you should start eating things from your foot.
Where do they get foot things to eat? I don't have any. My feet don't have
I
things.
guess if your feet are like, if the skin's falling off
I
your
see.
toes, maybe.
And they're just like, I'm gonna eat that shit, fuck it.
Yeah.
Damn. So, Dots, mate, what did you plan for this stream?
I had some ideas, I think, maybe, but then I got distracted by the group cat.
I see.
Yeah.
It was a terrible decision on all accounts.
Alpine
Oh, I
Linux
have the
thumbnail.
Alpha. We didn't change the thumbnail.
I didn't know that you had it from
I
there.
have the Alpine Linux thumbnail.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna change the thumbnail.
That's a good thumbnail.
Which one?
The men hit on
I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. I don't want to make Men Hammer Moment the thumbnail because I'm gonna post Men Hammer Moment maybe one day,
Okay.
and then it will be confusing.
I see.
The thumbnail's changed now, I think.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about fucking the Tim Rogers video.
Please.
We just watched the Tim Rogers video and it was good.
Yes. Dotsmite has never seen a Tim Rogers video.
I've seen like the first 5 minutes of that video, and he was just explaining rules for 5 minutes, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I do not want to watch this video because he was explaining rules for 5 minutes.
Isn't that the best thing in the world, though? Someone explaining rules at length?
Yeah, but it went on so far that I was like, I've seen like 2 videos from this guy that you've shown me. But like before I hadn't seen any videos of that guy, so I was like, oh, this is a random guy explaining rules to me.
Yeah, he kind of is a random guy explaining rules to you.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't really want to listen to a random guy explaining rules to me.
This is the difference between you and I.
Yeah.
I always want to listen to a random guy explaining rules to me. So we watched, well, I rewatched, and Dotsmite watched for the first
That's
time,
a pattern.
which is a pattern.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have a lower tolerance for watching things that I'm not, like you can just sort of be interested in stuff.
That's
Or
true.
maybe my interests are just more widely appealing than the stuff, like, because you tend to like very specific things.
Yeah, I can never get my friends into anything. This has been a common occurrence. Things have been like, oh, I'm into this obscure clicker game now for 3 days, and I'm not going to think about anything else. Everyone should get into this.
But I did that.
You did do that, but that's an
I never
exception
finished
to
the
the rule.
game, though.
Yeah, that's still an exception to the rule.
What's the last VN I read? I was reading Wagamama High Spec, and then I just sort of stopped reading it because it is fucking Wagamama High Spec and it's not that great. And then I was very, very briefly reading... what the fuck was I very
Was
briefly
that the one
reading?
of the Little Sisters?
No, that was... I don't count that as reread, because I read that
Okay.
a while ago. The one Dotsmite's talking about is on... Oni-chan kisu wa junbi ga ii desu ka? Kisu o junbi wa ii desu. Well, no. Oni-chan kisu o junbi wa mada desu ka? That's it. The last VN I attempted to read was... I forgot the fucking name of it. It was some VN with like... the main guy has to dress as a girl to get into like a Catholic school. That's the thing. That's the premise.
Yeah.
There's like a Catholic school. It's like an all-girls school, and I don't remember the reason they don't have a boys' uniform or some dumb shit like that. So he has to dress as a girl, and everyone thinks,
Yeah.
no, it's not that. He pretends to be a girl,
I see.
and I assume wacky hijinks and lots of sex and shoes. It's like all of the best things about Yuri, and all of the best things about non-Yuri, because they're both dressed as girls, but one of them's secretly a guy, but the other one doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
However, it wouldn't... The opening video would not play on Wine, and it would just crash every time, and it was too obscure to get any help with that, so I went through I spent like a good few hours troubleshooting this visual novel. Were you here while I was doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just couldn't get it to work, so I gave up. But I read the introductory bits before the
Osaka says
blanket mode.
I know kind of blanket is right.
But yeah, I read through the opening bit of that before the OP played, and then it crashed, and I couldn't get it to not crash at that point, so I never finished it. So, technically speaking, the last VN I played that I count is Wagamama High Spec, which I still haven't decided if I'm dropping or not because it's kind of boring. Wait, isn't there more to this? No, there isn't more to this. I think that's the last of it. I can just like... What if I'm forgetting something? I don't think I'm forgetting something. Oh, I also played through a bit before, sort of in between Wagamama High Spec moments. I was like, I should read Yume Miru Kusuri, the drug that makes you dream.
I'm in first mode. Sonic. That's by
Yes.
Osaka.
That is by Osaka.
Yeah. I heard once that you should read out every single comment someone makes on your stream for, like, if you want to be a streamer.
Yeah.
We don't want to be streamers, so we're not going to do that.
I mean, I always do that anyway, but I do the I am games method where I speak for 10 years about one comment,
Yeah.
and then just like, then go to the next one, and I'm always just way behind the chat.
Yeah, but I heard, like, just reading out the messages, like, word per word, it's like how you get the audience retention as a streamer.
Yeah, Lily would not have stuck around with us if we hadn't read out their comment. That's so true. Anyway, Yuremiru Kusuri I read a bit of, and then it was just too fucking depressing, so I stopped because I was just like not in the mood for something that depressing and depraved. But it was the bit that I read was cool. Do you have you're reading one Kageyaki? Oh yeah, that's the one by that one person. Isn't that by like? I feel like the scenario writer of that went on to do something that I cared about, and that's why it's on my plan to read list. It looks cool. It has like a blind girl in it, right? And it looks really good. Like the art style looks fucking sick. Do you have a period of time from which you prefer VNs from? Recently I watched a video saying VNs are dying because reasons. I like my taste in VN era is kind of like my taste in anime era, in that like I like the period just slightly after the 2007 nostalgia period that everyone else likes. So like around the 2010s and like, you know, that sort of area tends to be a lot of my favorite stuff. In terms of art style, no VN has ever looked as good as Canon. Canon is the best looking visual novel. But and like character design wise, Early Key, that's like the ultimate best of the best. But in terms of storylines and stuff, yeah, I like sort of around 2010s type of stuff. But also then there's the problem, which is that although I like people say modern visual novels are bad. I haven't played that many, but some of them have been good and some of them have been bad. The bad ones are bad, like 9-9, really fucking awful. I don't know why I played 2 9-9 games, but they both sucked. The more recent Neko, I haven't played that many visual novels. Like, I just want to make that clear. But then I read through a visual novel called Kani ni Sasawara. No, that's not it. Koi ni... No? The vape?
Yeah.
I read through a visual novel called Love Sweet Garnish. I'll just say it in English. Love Sweet Garnish. And Koi ni kanmi o sasawarate? Something like that. Koi ni kanmi o sasawarate. That's it. And that was good. That was like a good slice of life moege that came out like last year.
Also heavy depression from the film. I didn't factor into the calculations.
I see.
I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. Fast mode, Sanic. Sure. What does that mean? What is the meaning of this?
Yeah, I think I'm rushing.
Rushing at good... I don't understand. How are you...
She says that the fast mode means that she's rushing. Being in fast mode means that she's rushing. That's what fast mode means.
Now I understand why Osaka Syndrome decided to call her second channel Yoshika Miyako Red. Because red is the color of fire engines. No, because red is the color of the Soviet Union flag.
Yeah.
And Lily's always rushing around.
Yeah.
Installing VNs can be a pain, yeah, even on Windows. Do you have to use Wine to run VNs on Linux? Yes, you do. There are almost zero native Linux VNs. At least not like mainstream ones. Yeah, you have to use Wine, and it's surprisingly easy to get Wine to play. Like, basically it's just luck of the draw of like, did they like the two big things that you have problems with running visual novels on Wine are the video codecs, because they all use weird proprietary video codecs. And it's just like, will Wine support this or not? Who knows? There's certain visual novel engines that just do not run. So whatever that one fucking studio, the one that made the studio that made fucking Riot. Do you remember that game? Is it Riot? Yeah, they made Riot. They made fucking, is it Moonstone? No, that's not the one I'm thinking of then. It's not Moonstone. The one that made like a fucking, what's that other game called?
Fucking.
Oh, fuck. Uzusoft, yeah. Uzusoft games just do not work on Linux. Son of Bewitch, that was the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, Uzusoft games just do not work in Wine. Also, last time I checked, the Psi ADV, well, actually, specifically, Steins Gate doesn't work on Linux. However, I have heard it works on Steam Proton, which is another thing you can use to play visual novels on Linux. Although so far, I've never tried to run a visual novel in Wine and then it not work, and then tried it in Proton and it has worked. Everything that doesn't work on Wine also doesn't work in Proton.
Yeah.
However, I've heard that Steins Gate works in Proton even though it doesn't work in Wine. So, do with that information what you wish.
Also, Lily says you made a song about Tracker Riot not working.
Did I make a song about...
Did you forget that?
I forgot. I don't have any memory of
Lily
anything.
said, I remember being drunk in a call like 2 years ago while you were trying to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the song with the cover that was the fucked up Tracker Riot letters.
I see.
You remember that one?
No. I do remember that one.
Yeah, that one.
I eventually did get it to work by installing Windows on another computer and then playing it and being like, oh, this is bad, and then not finishing it.
Windows in a virtual machine is bad strats.
Yeah, Windows in a virtual machine is bad strats on a ThinkPad especially.
Yeah.
If I was on a desktop machine,
It would still be bad strats.
it would still be bad strats.
I mean,
For visual novel, I feel like it doesn't matter that
maybe
much.
it would work, but like you literally can't have a graphics card unless you have 2 graphics cards.
I see.
And virtual machines are also kind of a fucking pain.
That's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did all this faffing around to play Riot because I have a fetish for vampire girls, only to find out that the girls in this visual novel suck, and it has a terrible, stupid, retarded plot. And then I dropped it because it was terrible, stupid, and retarded. Any preference for VN engines? Recently got in touch with Kaisernet on NeoCities, who thinks older VN engines like OnScriptor, which Tsukihime uses, are better. I agree. There's no difference between older visual novels and like in mechanics. There's some of them are games now, but there's always been visual novels. Yeah, but other than that, like there's no reason that like it's stupid that they're different at all. And yet, even though they do the same thing,
the fucking software industry has made a really good job of fucking negating all the influence.
Exactly.
Of the hardware industry.
I can run old 2007 visual novels on my ThinkPad no problem, but then for some reason the same type of software which with no extra features but new runs like shit on my ThinkPad. Yeah. Or it doesn't run like shit, like it just 70-80% RAM usage all the time. Oh yeah, have I even mentioned this? I'm gonna make a vlog at some point. My plan is to do a post-Dotes Might vlog after you go back home and make a sort of vlog detailing the whole experience. So I'm gonna go over that, the whole floor code stuff when it happens. But yeah, that's my opinions on engines. I don't really see... I mean, I've never tried to write a visual novel, so I don't really know the ins and outs of if the engines are better or worse on a technical level.
More convenient for scripting, if I'm not much else.
That's probably very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some work in my lungs.
You don't want to do it. When you drink, try not to breathe in through your lungs. Try and only breathe in through nothing. Also, Kaisernet told me that OnScriptor EN will break on Linux because of the Wayland, which he hates But I don't use Wayland. Only some people use Wayland. Wayland is an alternative to X11.
Yeah.
But I use X11. I don't use Wayland, so that's not a problem for me. Yeah.
Also, I haven't showered in like 5 days or something.
Neither of us have showered in like 5 days or something.
Yeah, I used to shower every day. What happened to me?
Well, we're not bothering anyone except each other.
That's so true.
If I was going somewhere where I'd be, my stink would be bothering other people, I would shower. But it's not.
Some people.
Isn't Wayland going to replace X? That's what people who like Wayland would want you to think. I mean, there are reasons why Wayland is better.
Okay.
Yeah, X is very like weirdly resource intensive and bloated.
How is X bloated? Wasn't it made in like?
Yeah, but
like
it's get bigger.
Yeah.
It get bigger as it goes along, and it's like feature creep type stuff.
I see.
And so Wayland is, and also it was written, like as far as I know, again this is not my area of expertise. I've never really looked into Wayland, but as far as I know, like there's stuff about how it was written that made sense for older computers, but doesn't make sense anymore for modern computers.
Probably multi-thread
Stuff
usage.
like that, I think, yeah. But yeah, I care more about Pulse audio being replaced with whatever the new
Pulse
thing
audio is the fucking front end for also.
Yeah, but what's the new fucking thing called? Pipewire. I just want Pipewire to be a thing. I don't care. I mean, yeah.
If I never have the fucking type-in power control in my terminal, I'll die happy.
Why do you have to do that?
Because Pulse audio fucks up and can I go power
I see.
controls, manually adjust all of my devices, and my audio starts working because it goes like, oh, do you want to use your actual headphones that go into the headphone jack, or do you want to play audio for your monitors? Oh, you must want to play audio for your monitors. Okay, let me just set that up real quick for you. And you can just manually adjust it by going into your fucking terminal, typing in power control, fucking navigating through bullshit fucking bad design terminal applications or whatever. And being like, wow, I can actually use my fucking headphones
Isn't
and go
power
into the
control a
headphones.
GUI application?
Is it? Maybe it is.
Yeah, it is, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe Salsa, I think that's the terminal application. One of them is a terminal application.
Best JRPG? I've never played a good JRPG. If it exists, I'm not aware of it. You know what?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's the best
Osaka
JRPG.
replied, bad question, no thank you, until it's might hate all good video games. I like RuneScape.
Boom, it's a GUI.
What's the fucking also thing that does a GUI?
I don't know.
Also Mixer, that's the one. The power control is at least usable.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is also Mixer. Sometimes you have to use also Mixer.
This looks kind of sick though.
I mean, it looks sick, but it's not usable.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Super Meat Boy and Hollow Knight.
I like
And Bloodborne.
Rats Instagib and Counter-Strike and Post Void and Dusk. I like games where you shoot people in the head. Dusk has one of the best
I
shotguns in
wanna
any
play
video
every
game.
single Final Fantasy game.
You should play every single Dragon Quest game.
I should just finish it for 14.
Do you know what? If you want my guess answer at the best JRPG, I'm gonna guess that it's Dragon Quest. I've
It's
never
from
played.
Chrono Trigger. That would be my guess for what the best JRPG is.
My reason for guessing Dragon Quest
Yeah.
is that it's like. Firstly, it's
You
Tim
need
Rogers.
another fucking 3D isekai to watch.
Oh, I have those just coming out my arse.
Yeah.
I could bring up terrible isekais for years. We could watch the smartphone isekai.
No.
Now that would be a
That's
terror.
too far.
That's too far. See,
That's
I
too
would
far.
watch that. That's the difference between you and me. I would hella watch the
I mean, I've
smartphone
read the
isekai.
entire fucking Spider isekai manga, which is just that's shit.
Yeah, but that's good.
That is good. But it's just that's shit. That's the bulk of the manga.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this guy's that's shit. Now look at this other guy's that's shit. And they look the same. No thank you, be like, wow, Osaka, all of the best video games aren't video games, and that's why they're video games.
What?
Sad.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the comment. But my guess would be that Dragon Quest XI is the best JRPG because that's Tim Rogers' opinion, and he's played every JRPG.
Yeah.
And also I know that Dragon Quest is really, really fucking big in Japan.
Does Monster Hunter count as a JRPG because it's an action RPG?
Let's put it to the chat. Does Monster Hunter count as a JRPG?
Because if it does, it would be my favorite, probably. Because Monster Hunter is cool. I've never played it, but it's cool.
It seems cool hypothetically.
Yeah. You have a big sword and you kill monsters. And then you scope out like the hunting patterns and stuff.
Best JRPG? Undertale.
Okay, if Monster Hunter counts, then that would probably be my favorite JRPG. If I played games.
This water is empty. There is no water in the water. Wow, Osaka. I'm trying to wrap my fucking head around this. Oh, hey, Lev. It's an action JRPG, I see. No thank you be like, wow, Osaka, all of the best video games aren't video games, and that's why they're video games. Sad. What? I'm not going crazy here, right? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay, good. I have heard Vass on NeoCities generates his RSS feed automatically using Emacs. If I had a VPS, I could use that thing Luke Smith uses. It is possible to do Emacs is an entire operating system, so I imagine it's very doable to set up an automatic RSS feed stuff in Emacs.
Hosting it yourself, you can easily use it like a movement script.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even really a reason to use specifically Emacs. You could just do it with a bash script or something. I don't need to because RSS feeds are easy. It's like 2 extra minutes of work at the end of writing a blog post. It's like 1 extra minute of work. Yeah. Like, it's not hard to manually type in the fucking what are they called? Tags.
Yeah.
In an RSS feed.
I mean, you can just copy the text from the last thing and put it in.
Yeah, that's what I do. But you also have to get a Unix formatted timestamp, which you just go to a website that does it for you.
Yeah.
So it's literally like it's.
Oh, it means you like walking simulators. Osaka explained your statements.
The best JRPGs are the ones that are nothing like JRPGs. I probably agree with you. I do kind of like, I don't like walking simulators. I like jumping simulators. Like Mario 64, for example. No other video game outside of the Mario franchise has that level of expression via movement. No other... Okay, I will qualify my sentence a little further. No other video game okay, I will qualify it even further.
Yeah.
No other third-person 3D platformer that I have ever seen or played, or played / had significant experience with vicariously, has the precision and expression of controls that Mario 64 does outside of the Mario franchise. What's that one Valve jumping game? Ricochet? Is Ricochet a Valve game? I don't think Ricochet's a Valve game.
Ricochet came to TF2.
I was briefly into TF2, but TF2 has jumping in ways that I don't particularly like. When I played TF2, I mained heavy. That's how little I liked the jumping in TF2. Ricochet is not a Valve game, I don't think. It is a Valve game. I've never played this game. I don't think I've ever heard of this game.
That's a Thank You Core game.
This looks like a hell of a Thank You Core game.
Yeah. You should get the GoldenEye speedrunning.
I've been saying this for years. Ricochet looks kind of fucking pog, actually. I might genuinely like this game. Jak and Daxter does not have the elegance of control that Mario has. Jak and Daxter has jump, roll. Those are the only platforming maneuvers you can do. I think there's a dive.
Yeah.
But Jack and Daxter's a fucking third-person action game pretending to be a platformer.
I'll pull up the stream on my phone so I can check the chat.
Do people still play Ricochet by the War Owl? Yo, this game looks like a fake video game you would find in a 90s movie.
It has CSGO surf maps. That's what Lev said right now.
Yeah, CSGO surf maps are the perfect video game. This Ricochet looks like a good game, like a really good game. This is sick. And it's gonna have like gold source movement, so it's gonna feel good to do all of this stuff. The only problem with it is that it's gonna be dead, and the only 5 people that play it are gonna have been playing it since the year 2000, and so they're gonna be insanely good at it.
Also, Osaka says still got to still play also, and Lev says yes. I learn sign language.
Everyone should learn sign language as a child. Actually, I disagree. There's way better languages to learn than sign language.
Yeah. You just 180 instantly.
Yeah. Well, I thought about it for 2 seconds.
Yo, I fixed Twin Love 44 correct entry.
Yeah. I assume this is a cover of Level 14 in the software called Orca.
You said like a UXN thing?
It is not a UXN thing, but it is by the people who made UXN.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it kind of is a UXN thing.
Yeah.
It hella is a UXN thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's a UXN version of it, which I think is what they're using.
The universal language should be Coptic.
The universal language should be Latin once again.
It's fucking wild how Kanye just sampled over 14 randomly.
Did he?
Yeah.
I remember this happening.
It's a blame game.
Oh yeah.
It's a blame.
Yeah, you're right.
Jill Valentine says, damn.
Left in the snarf buffer. I know what a snarf buffer is because I've watched a bunch of videos about Plan 9 recently. For some reason, Plan 9 calls the clipboard the snarf buffer.
Yeah, I
like
know.
Copy pasting, it's called snarfing.
Yeah.
Or cut pasting rather. You can't even copy paste in Cloud 9.
Yeah.
In Plan 9 from user
You just
space.
snarf it.
You just snarf it. Hey bro, snarf that over to me real quick.
Yeah.
No wonder Plan 9 never
can you
took
snarf
off.
that link?
No wonder Plan 9 never fucking took off. They called it snarf.
The universal language should be Tangat, says Lev.
The universal language should be Piraha, says me. Joe Valentine says damn. You already read that out.
Yeah.
Just be quiet, fam.
What? Yeah, we're known to be very loud.
Yeah. The universal language should be caveman noises. Isn't that kind of already the universal language? This dude's snuffing.
This dude's snarfing.
In left of all places. That's also a UXN thing.
Tempo video is great.
Which Denver video?
I'm assuming the video called Tempo.
Oh, that one?
It's a good video.
Thank you.
Yo, new dental just dropped.
New dental dropped? New dental plan? Join the Denpa crew and we'll give you a dental plan.
The dental plan is just a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pair of pliers and a bottle of Jack.
It's crazy how they just used to do it like that too.
They should still do it like that.
Yeah.
Back when men were men and women were men.
That's like a generation and a half before my time in Estonia, by the way.
That's fucking
Those
sick.
pliers and just fucking Jack.
I feel like that's how it should be done. Like all of this bullshit. Like this bullshit, mouth bullshit. It's just silly.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm T. Thank you.
Wow, Firefox 57. Who
57.
fucking cares? So it's 97.
They put the trans logo on it to be like it's bad because it's transgender.
I see. Maybe it just has a trans logo.
I don't think it has. I really, you know what? Somehow I really doubt that the new Firefox 97 version has a trans logo on it.
It could have.
I just really doubt it for some reason.
Heard of Chainsaw Man? Yeah, Chainsaw Man is great.
Thoughts on having a waifu? One should always have a waifu. Maybe.
But Chainsaw Man is good. You would not like Chainsaw Man at all, I think.
I would not like it at
It's
all.
kind of like Wacky Hijinks Action Sign-In.
I see.
But it's better than other Wacky Hijinks Action Sign-Ins.
Yeah.
It's the best one of those genres.
I know everyone likes it. That's the only thing I know about
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man is everyone likes it.
Siscon waifu is the purest form of love, says Osaka.
I mean that the problem with your phrasing there, Ayumu Kasuga, is that would imply that your waifu is a siscon, which makes sense if you're the sister, you know? But I couldn't be the sister due to gender. It's a whole thing. So I would need a brocon waifu in that situation, which would make me the siscon.
I'm trying to get comfy.
I see.
Without laying down.
I don't have a waifu, by the way.
Yeah, you do. You have Chino.
Chino is not a waifu.
She's your daughter / wife.
She's my daughter / wife.
Yeah. I think that counts as a waifu.
That's not a waifu.
Yeah.
I don't have a waifu. I have wives. Waifu, you know, waifu's just made up, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you would imagine, like, oh, waifu, it's like a double loan word. Like, the Japanese have the loan word wife,
Yeah.
and they call their anime wives, watashi no waifu desu.
Yeah.
Right? And then weebs were like, oh, they say waifu, so we're going to copy them and say waifu.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Is it not?
They just call their anime wives oyome,
Yeah.
which means wives in
Yeah.
Japanese, because they have a fucking word for that.
Yeah.
And someone just made up the word waifu that doesn't exist. Well, I mean, technically, if you were to say the
Yeah.
word wife in Japanese, that's how it would be pronounced.
Yeah.
But it was never a Japanese otaku thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I don't have waifu. I don't have a
Yeah.
waifu. I'm not Reddit.
Yeah. Nobody who actually has a sister would want to fuck her.
Yeah, that's what you would
I
say.
mean, that's debatable. There are many such cases.
Listen, you know what? I'm not going to go into detail. By the way, this isn't me. I don't have a sister. I should clarify that in case you think I'm being vague about me wanting to fuck my hypothetical sister. I do not have a sister.
Also, the good student says Oscar Ray.
Shut the fuck up. Why? Why do we have to do this still?
I've seen anti-Misato sentiment arise lately.
You've seen what?
Anti-Misato sentiment. Because people used to go like Oscar Ray Misato. And now people are saying Misato is a shit waifu.
What do you mean now people have been saying that? People have been saying that's since the dawn of time.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen like a popular resurgence of that sentiment. Really?
I never saw it go away. I've always seen that Misato was a shit waifu.
Yeah.
Listen, since the beginning of time, there have been Asuka or Rei posts.
Yeah.
And since the beginning of time, there have been lol pen best girl,
Yeah.
lol Gendo best girl, lol Shinji best
But
girl,
Misato is
and
best
lol
girl.
but Misato best mummy.
Misato is the best girl too.
Listen, you can have your opinions.
She's like us, she has a messy room.
That's what you're basing it off of?
Yeah.
My personal opinion, if you really want to know, I wouldn't date any of the women from Ava because they're all fucking broken shells of people and they're all evil. They're all like objectively terrible people.
Yeah, that's why I would never date any woman.
Yeah, that's why I would never date any woman.
Jill Valentine says, should I say Yo-Yoma now to be less ready?
No, that would be more Reddit, I feel like. I think you should just say my anime wives.
And Fia says, Shinji.
I'd date Kaiji TBH. Who wouldn't?
Who's Kaiji?
Who's Kaiji? Have
From
you
the
seen
Gambler?
Ava?
Oh no, I have not seen Ava.
Oh, you haven't seen Ava?
I've seen like the first 5 episodes of Ava.
Kaiji's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the ponytail.
I see.
He's Gordon Freeman with a ponytail.
I just got to the part where Misato has a messy room and now I'm thinking Misato is best girl because she has a messy room.
To be fair, the argument for Misato being best girl is she kisses a child at one point on the lips, like a full kiss, and then
Yeah.
says, "We'll do the rest later."
Yeah.
Right? Like she's a
But
pedophile.
she has a messy room.
The fact that she's a
Beautiful girls.
pedophile is the best her
Yeah.
best
But
personality
she has a messy
attribute.
room with beer cans everywhere. That's cool. That's cute.
Yeah, Kaiji loves plants.
We also love plants.
That's true. He gardens. Kaiji,
Yeah,
sorry.
we garden. We garden.
Do we is that something we do?
It's a euphemism.
It's a euphemism.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. That was a stretch.
Because plants theme.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see if the Firefox 97 logo actually.
It's not.
sounds
It
like-
obviously fucking doesn't.
Yeah, what if it did? It would be a poker's moment.
No, it wouldn't.
He also hit on Shinji, sort of. It would be
I
very
don't think
funny.
he did.
It would be very funny if they actually had the trans flag in the logo.
It's obvious that they do not.
But it would be funny if they did.
The blonde one? Oh yeah, that's the lesbian opinion.
Okay, they do not have.
Lev, are you a lesbian?
You know what's an obscure fucking phenomenon?
What's an obscure phenomenon?
When you go on desktop threads and G and then you see the fucking same recurring trannies on every thread. Or being obviously transgender.
That is not a rare phenomenon, though, it's mine.
No.
That is an everyday phenomenon.
Yeah, if you go on the desktop thread and G every day, that's an everyday phenomenon. If you don't do
Like
that,
this
that's a rare
one has been.
phenomenon.
This exact post has been on the every like
Yeah,
the
but I'm
last.
specifically talking about the ones who are clearly trans.
Okay.
Yeah. You can tell by their usernames.
Not trans likes Top Gear.
Osaka says, what are your thoughts on the Korean retard from Steven Universe? No, thank you. What are your thoughts on the Korean retard from Steven Universe?
I don't like the green retard from Steven Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Universe is bad.
Some of the people who watch it are SJWs.
Some of them are Tumblr and some of them are SJWs.
And Liv says, I don't remember her being lesbian. Lol.
Yeah, but that's the one all the lesbians like.
I see.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Short hair.
I don't think I know any I know like one lesbian, I think. I used to know a bunch of lesbians.
I mean, I like this, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, Void, DWM, MKSH is the shell, Rare, Pog.
Osaka says, why do you females prefer being lied to?
You need to answer that question for yourself. There's no reason to reply to this. I'm adding nothing to the thread.
Jill Valentine says, thoughts on lifting for women. Would you ever lift for women? No, thank you.
Thoughts on lifting for women. Don't lift for women. Why would you do that? Lift because you want to lift. And if you don't want to lift, don't lift. It's that simple, guys.
Yeah, but what if he wants women?
Then get women. Don't lift. Go to... Men go to the gym so they can impress other men.
That's true.
The idea that men go to the gym to impress women is nonsense.
The good student says, Uncle Ted has cancer.
I see.
That's a new bit. I'm just reading things out in like the best monotone I can do.
You're welcome, Jill Valentine. I take this from me, someone who is terrible at keeping fit and working out.
Lev says, R.I.P. Ted, great man.
Oh wait, did Uncle Ted...
Wait, is Ted Kaczynski dead?
No, I don't think he's dead, but he is very sick. That was the last thing I heard about him.
Well,
Not
R.I.P.
yet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a shame. This is a base schizo that posts in thread, the desktop threads,
there is
by
a
the way.
base schizo.
They post occasionally.
Yeah. Apparently they're making a Ted Kaczynski movie.
I see.
That's not good. Sharita Copley's... Fuck. Sharita Copley, psychopath Ted Kaczynski in haunting new...
But they already made... Are you sure that's not Manhunter? The Manhunter Ted Kaczynski thing? That was popular
I
for a
don't know,
while.
I don't think that. I think it's like a new thing.
It's a new thing?
Yeah.
I see.
I was looking up Ted Kaczynski news. Ted K. That's the title of the film.
Oh, interesting.
That's horrible.
That is bad. I feel like Ted Kaczynski would not approve of this.
He would not. No any good VN guys on YouTube or elsewhere.
Not really, unfortunately. I've been looking myself, but not that hard.
There's no good manga guys.
If you like specifically the guy, the Higurashi guy,
Mhm.
7th expansion or whatever, there's a channel that does stuff about that, which I've forgotten the name of, so that's not even useful for me to...
There's no good manga guys. There's no zero good ones, the last I checked.
I imagine all of the good visual novel and manga guys have blogs rather
I
than
would
YouTube
assume
channels.
so, yeah. But I can't read, sadly. I can only watch dotesthanky0u. Trying to grow beat while a wizard kills everyone.
This is from Mr. Daggers 2. Remember Mr. Daggers IRL?
I don't.
That was before your... This is a Denpa vlogger from before your time. This is the one of... Oh, they got terminated? That's funny as fuck.
Sad. I wonder when I'm gonna get terminated.
Osaka will remember Mr. Daggers IRL.
Hello, just came out from school, says Hewless Nico. My condolences for having to be in school. And Lev says, let's talk about Ukraine. What are your thoughts on Ukraine? No, thank you.
I don't know.
Osaka says that I watched that guy in 2018.
Yeah, so did I. That's my opinion. Yeah, that is my take as well. I watched that guy in 2018 also.
I could talk about the Ukraine situation, but I would just embarrass everyone present.
No, you should do it.
I don't wanna,
Why not?
because Osaka is seeing who actually knows things.
That's why it's funny.
So the takeover of Crimea was completely democratic. And now the US is big mad, so they're stirring up tensions. Yeah, I could come on to talk about Ukraine.
I'm hella down.
Can you even have the audio in the stream?
I just play it out loud and hope the Mac pick it up. That's how I've done it before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Nelly Star Osaka Syndrome. Streamer mode is enabled, so it won't do the ringing.
Yo, okay, is the thing working?
Yeah, let's see. Can people on the stream hear Lily?
Wait, okay, let me look at the fucking stream.
Can I have to wait? Thank you.
Yeah, okay, testing. Okay, cool. Okay, so Ukraine is kind of a complicated issue, like geopolitically, because Russia like simultaneously has like semi-legitimate security concerns, and there's also just like a lot of really fucky shit that they're doing to destabilize the region. So like Dotes had mentioned Crimea, the idea that Crimea was like taken over like completely democratic or whatever. That's not true. It is true that there are like ethnic Russians in the region, and even like some ethnic Ukrainians who like supported the takeover, but there was also like a lot of disinformation being spread in the region and like intimidation of voices who were against the takeover. Like in any authoritarian country, you can't really like trust polling, and the vote was like illegitimate to do that. Like they basically just rolled in with like a bunch of Russian soldiers with no insignia, and like did disinformation efforts to make it appear as though like the entire region wanted to be part of the mainland, despite the fact that like you have like Crimean Tatars, for example, who make up you know a pretty good portion of the population. Who were like, fuck no, we remember what happened in the Soviet Union, go away. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is Ukraine is the rightful territory of Russia?
No. Okay, so like, in addition to Crimea, like Eastern Ukraine, there were also like active destabilization efforts going on like through Wagner Group, and it's sort of difficult to determine like the actual opinion of like the entire populace, but we do know that like politically speaking, there's consistently been a divide between the eastern half of the country and the western half of the country.
Hold
where
on.
the
Can
eastern
I respond
half...
to chat real quick? I'm just gonna respond to, not to interrupt
chat.
you, but I'm just gonna respond to chat.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Hello LV, who's talking right now?
Osaka,
this person is talking right now. This Osaka from not Hidamai Sketch, from Azumangadayo is talking right now.
Also, nice Wu-Tang shirt, thank you. It's a Wu-Tang shirt.
Good VN YouTubers I'd like to, well, we didn't know any. He sounds like Paz. I don't know who Paz is. Recommend a good VN. Subarashiki Hibi and Cross Channel. These are good VNs. I don't know what channel you're talking about. Mr. Daggers? I don't know. I'm gonna go get water. Please continue your Crimea please cry me a river.
Also, Liam says Crimeans revolted against Ukrainians, but never against Russians.
Oh, IRL.
Wow, IRL things are happening. Welcome, guys, to the section of the film where no one has IRL things happening, aka the section of Toad's White, who does not have a real life. So yeah, anyway, going back to the tangent we were talking about like a million years ago, we watched the Tim Rogers video on Final Fantasy VII Remake and it was really good. And it's just like the overall style of Tim Rogers is really nice because it's unique. So seeing certain people try to copy it is also very entertaining. What else? Oh yeah, watching Tim Rogers made me go like, hey, maybe I should try making good videos again, but I was like, nah, fuck that. Because that takes a ton of effort, and Tim Rogers is 40, which means that he has like a lot of things to pull from. And the good student says, honestly, I have been ignoring the news lately. It just makes me pointlessly angry.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I mean, there's no real reason to consume the news. Like, the reason why I consume the news is because I like connecting it to past history because I'm a history nerd.
Please redact that message from the public record for your own sake.
Wait, that's of course. Someone had to say that. Someone, listen, it happens every time. Osaka, do not read chat. Do not read chat.
Yeah, genuinely don't do that.
It might be kind of funny if you read chat, but it might be a bit of a thought hazard to you.
Oh wait, people are comparing me to the guy who literally ripped me off again. I see.
Yeah. It happens every time. Why?
Because men had to do it first. You know how it is.
Like Pars has openly said that he's inspired by me. Like, it's very weird that I get these comparisons of, like, people who somehow found his channel but then don't know what my channel is. Or who knew about me before Pars was around, and then they're like, Pars is better because aesthetics. And then I'm like, yeah, his aesthetics are pretty cool.
No one has better aesthetics than me too.
I'm literally sitting right here.
I have the best aesthetics. Have you seen my thumbnails?
Have you seen my website?
That's true, but have you seen my website?
Yeah, my website beats your
My
website.
website is just straight
I will-
HTML. Your website has fucking...
It has one line of CSS.
That's true, but it has fonts and stuff.
Yeah, it has one
I
line of
have-
CSS which includes a good font.
I don't have any lines of... Sometimes I have lines of CSS. I just have straight fucking HTML.
Yeah, and this is why that's bad. Actually,
is
no,
it
it's
bad?
fine. I don't like the font. I'm generally not a fan of serif fonts, like just generally speaking.
I like it because it's a default font, so associated with that kind of site.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fine.
Yeah.
Is this... Hold on a minute. Don't tell me. Not you too.
What?
Is this an off black?
No, this is your fucking plugin.
Oh, this is my plugin, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is actually a good website.
Mhm.
I can't disrespect your website.
Mhm.
I would personally rather if the text was like 1 point bigger,
But that's a default, so I'm keeping
but that's
the default.
fine. Yeah.
I just have to think to make it centered, basically.
Also, a page break, like a couple of page breaks, so it's not right at the top.
I mean, that's not my thing, that's someone else wrote
I
it.
see.
I wrote this one.
Yeah, I mean it looks good. Your website looks like a website should look.
Yeah.
Both of our websites look like websites, and I'm gonna take that as a good thing.
The good student says, sorry, Osaka.
You are forgiven.
How did you do it so fast? The spinning thing.
Because which spinning thing?
That one.
This is not going between my fingers.
Oh, I see.
It's just basically what you're doing is this, like just wiggling it back
I
and forth,
see.
but it's going in a circle like
I
this.
see.
Cardistry with drums. The drumstick thesis.
Should I read Wittgenstein before Subahebe? What book of his should I start with? Should you read Wittgenstein before Subahebe?
You didn't.
I didn't, and I still thought it was fine. But, you know, honestly, I feel like the thing about it is, like, Subahebe actually deals... Firstly, Subahebe is... If you were going to read Wittgenstein before reading Subahebe, I would say read the Tractatus, because that's where most of the stuff in Subahebe comes from. In fact, there's almost no mention of philosophical investigations in Subahebe. Now, personally, I don't really like the Tractatus that much. I much prefer philosophical investigations. But I only found out about Wittgenstein in the first place and got interested in him because of Subahebe. So, you know, it's kind of a weird Ouroboros type situation. But I don't think you have to read Wittgenstein before. In fact, you definitely don't have to read Wittgenstein before reading Tsubuhibi. But should you read Wittgenstein before reading Tsubuhibi? Maybe. The stuff in Tsubuhibi about Wittgenstein is all of the like kind of minor parts of the tractatus is about like Wittgenstein's God and like his position on like morality and like logic, but not like the big chunk of tractatus which is all about language and logical positivism and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you feel like it would, I'd personally say just read Tsubuhibi first, and then go read Wittgenstein, like I did. But that's only because that's what I did, and so I can't speak to how effective the alternative method would be. I did a podcast with Paz. Found him because that anime snob made a video making fun of Paz's Digi video. From Plato to Heidegger, there's no other way to understand Tsubuhibi. I see.
That's the most pretentious thing I've ever read. In order to understand Tsubuhibi, you have to understand all of philosophy that led up to Heidegger.
Should I be slightly cheeky? What if I just drop the... What if I just...
Why would you do that?
Because she said something in the piece.
I don't know if that means... I don't know. I don't know. Well, you guys have like a whole fucking... You trans have a whole language between yourself. I don't understand it.
Wait, what?
When the edgy tea-pilled BPD boy motor drain gang oomphy and the quirked up Germamaxed pan Weezer stan kinophile oomp beef over who's goated with the most aesthetic new layout before they get ratioed by the post-left sock TWT adjacent sub 2K serial quarter 196 reposter mood. That was tranny language, by the way.
I see.
That was just Zoomer language.
I mean, I haven't seen these things except on LGBT from like the very vague peripheral awareness
That's
I
because
have of that
LGBT
board.
is the Zoomer board.
I mean, yeah, that's true. So true, Oompy.
What?
Have you read Plato, my friend? I ordered the complete works of Plato book, and I am gonna snail my way through it, then Aristotle next. I actually have read Plato, because when I was like 15, I said to my dad, "What's philosophy?" And he was like, And I was like, I want to read Schopenhauer, because I was an R9K woman hater, and I'd heard people on R9K talk about how Schopenhauer was based, and he was like, you can read Schopenhauer, but you should really start with the Greeks. And then he handed me, here's a Plato, I forgot which one it was. Here's a Plato.
Probably Plato's The Republic.
That's what's weird. I'm not sure if it was The Republic or not. But either way, he handed me a Plato, and he handed me like a textbook about that Plato, and I read like maybe 2/3 of the Plato, and it was fucking mind-numbingly boring. And then I was like, I don't know if I want a philosophy. And then he just gave me a Schopenhauer book, because he just has those. Yeah. I forget which one, but it was the one with the On Women chapter.
Yo.
I know that because I read the table of contents, and it said on women, and I was like, yo, on women? And then I read that chapter and then never read Schopenhauer again, and then never read any philosophy again for like years.
I should get into Schopenhauer.
Schopenhauer's kind of based.
Philosophical pessimism in general is based.
That's true. But yeah, I got Philosophical Investigations. It was really expensive. Why did you buy a book? Books are free. They just come on the computer for free.
Or you can just go to the fucking library.
Yeah, books are literally free. Why would you ever buy a book?
Reading books physically is way better.
Yeah,
like
but you
one,
can go to the
sense of
library.
progression that you get from like physically turning pages increases motivation to read, and also like there's literally like empirical evidence that shows that like reading comprehension and retention is better when you read physical books. Like it's just better for your brain.
Yeah, but just go to the library unless you're reading like obscure shit. Like
I mean, like even good libraries, like libraries in like a big city, don't have everything.
yeah, but I would assume that they would probably have Wittgenstein. I'll tell you,
Wittgenstein is a second tier, slightly
but
less popular
I guess you might
philosopher.
have to go to a university library
Yeah.
for that. And that's
If
not
I wanted to
accessible for
get
everyone.
Philosophical Investigations, I could get it from a
Yeah.
library. But
Yeah.
I live in London, where there are many
That's-
libraries.
I mean, I live in a fucking second world country, and I could probably get that from a library.
That's fair. But
But
you live in an
I might-
ex-Soviet second world country.
That's fair. I mean, that's what second world stands for. That's a distinct. The first world is like the Western states. The second world is like the Soviet bloc, and the third world is the rest, basically.
I
That was the
see.
political period that led to the third world hypothesis, basically.
I like the
I
zero.
almost
world
said the N-word.
hypothesis. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I'm on your
Hold on a
channel.
second,
Wait, did
wait.
someone take my bank card?
Pressing a physical book into someone's hands is the best way to get. That's actually so true. I would say if I didn't have like 3 physical books literally on my floor right now that I'm looking at that I haven't read, even though someone pressed them directly into my hands. I own one philosophy book, which is 1,000 Plateaus by
You own
Deleuze
Fang
and
Noumena.
That's. I don't own Fanged Noumena.
You have it on the floor.
I do not own Fanged Noumena.
You have it on the floor.
Where?
Somewhere over there.
Do you mean the CCRU collected writings?
Oh, do you have that one? Not
Yeah, I don't have
Fang
Fanged Noumena.
Oh,
I have a
I thought it
PDF
was
of
Fanged
Fanged Noumena.
Noumena.
No.
I forgot.
Hold on, wait. Like, give me. Hey, Lily, are you still here? I was gonna make a funny joke. It seems like Osaka syndrome has dipped.
I think Osaka syndrome is just viral for a second.
I see. What if everyone was small?
Yeah, I could get philosophical investigations easy. From a library. Yeah, so just go to the fucking library.
It's the best one. It still has a 5% chance of success, but nothing else works at all. You
I'll
know what?
read
That's
things.
kind of. You'll read things, but you're a weirdo who reads things.
Yeah, but I only read things like once or twice a year.
That's
so
true.
Also.
If I ever get medicated, if I ever get like Ritalin or something,
Yeah.
I need to use all of my powers to read books and learn to program.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
I
matter
mean, you kind
what.
of don't have any choice. I think.
What do you mean?
Like, you kind of have to do stuff if you're on ADHD meds.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like doing stuff, be getting good at CS:GO or, you know, playing. I don't know. I feel like something I would do if I was on ADHD meds is get really into an MMO that you hate.
Oh yeah.
You know
You
what I
would
mean?
do that.
I hella would do that, and I do it like I wouldn't do it on purpose. Yo, Osaka's back.
I'm back. New Denpa just dropped.
Hey, look on the stream. Look on the stream. I have a joke to tell you on the stream.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. Sorry. 1 second. I have a joke to tell you on the stream. Okay. So you said you wanted to say the N word, right?
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I'll give you that, and then I'll give you like a one of those, maybe like a one of those. No. You wanna? One of those? No, that's just made you red. It's the opposite of what I wanted.
No, don't make me Yoshika Miyako red.
Yeah, your second channel, Yoshika Miyako.
Osaka blackface.
This is what I'm trying to do, but it's not working because I forgot how to make... Isn't brown just dark orange? Is this a... Am I doing a racist joke right now?
Kinda.
Okay. Oh, I did it, kinda.
I mean, she's already yellow. How much more racist can it get?
Now she's pure and white. There you go. Now you can say the N-word. Okay. Learn to program for sure. It's awesome. I agree. I have like ideas of things I want to make programming now, which I didn't have before. But they're way too complicated. I need like beginner tier ideas that I can make.
You can make a clicky game easy.
I think I
It's
could
a
make a
beginner
clicky.
programming project.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I can make a clicky game programming wise.
I can already do web design, but I just can only do the good web design, which is not what people actually want anymore.
Yeah. I mean, now people just use templates and shit.
Yeah. Go to my website, nothankyou.neocities.org. The O's are zeros. And, see what actually good web design looks like. Or go to dcrs.xyz to see what good website. Or go to thebestmotherfuckingwebsite.com. That's also a good place to see. Or stallman.org.
Yeah.
It's a good web design. Lots of places with good web design.
Shouts out to any website that doesn't use non-free JavaScript.
Yeah. Or the best websites. I once went on a website, if only I could remember what website it was. But it was a website that wouldn't load unless you turned JavaScript off in your browser. It was I went on with JavaScript turned on, and it was like, JavaScript doesn't respect your privacy or freedoms or whatever. Turn it off in order to access this website. That was sick.
Osaka, do you still think Stalin is based? I haven't thought that since like 2019. You're real.
However. Guys, do you want to see my Mao poster? Here, look. There he is. The boy himself. The absolute lad. Chairman Mao. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong. I'm not actually a Maoist.
It's strictly for aesthetic reasons.
It's strictly. I kind of was like, yo, that picture.
You wear fucking suits.
Listen, we can discuss that at another time.
Yeah.
You were like, yo, landlords? I hate them.
I kind of like landlords now.
Because you are one?
I'm not a landlord. Yet. Just finished a unit on Java. Did they teach you about the evils of JavaScript at uni? No, I bet they didn't. I bet they shilled JavaScript. I bet they were like, JavaScript can help you do all sorts of great things on your websites, like track the users. Mao is cool, no irony. Are you a Maoist, Lev? Do you uphold Gonzalo thought?
Look, do you uphold Bonzo thought?
Bonzo thought? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonzalo thought is a real thing, though.
I know.
Bonzo thought isn't a real thing.
We should start the
Maoism with child soldier characteristics. Maoism with cocaine characteristics.
That's what the CIA does.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, Maoist movements were basically an arm of the CIA, because, like, after the Sino-Soviet split had happened, if you look at, like, the foreign policy trajectory of the People's Republic of China, like, it was basically, like, aligned with the US in, like, every instance in which the Soviet Union was like funding like an anti-imperialist movement, like in Angola or Vietnam or something. They would basically just take the side of the West. on the belief that the Soviet Union was like somehow more dangerous to them than the United States. Like the political beliefs were like very wonky at that time. Yeah. I'm an integral traditionalist Stalinist.
Wait, wasn't that Lev
Is that
said?
what Lev said?
Yes. I was going to say that I thought he was one of those like fourth political theory guys, like where you basically align yourself with like any like authoritarian country that's like geopolitically opposed to the United States. That's the vibe I've gotten from like other things he said. Because the thing with like tankies or like people who have admiration for like tanky states is that like the only like the thing with tankies and fascists is that they don't really have any like political convictions. Like their main belief is in the concept of authoritarianism. This is why like when you listen to China people, for example, they always make these statements like dialectical materialism is about adaptation, and then like it basically gives room for the idea that you can adapt into anything if it's in the name of eventually getting to quote unquote socialism, which kind of never happens. And so, like, people who praise these kinds of states, I think, are generally, like, more ideologically committed to the concept of authoritarianism, like, rather than, like, any one specific set of aesthetics or policy positions.
I see.
Yes.
What do you think about what I've done to the stream?
This is good. I mean, in the fourth political theory, he says, like, he is basically, like, talking about aligning with Venezuela and, like, all those other states, like, in addition to, like, the far-right populist states.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm an anarchist, I don't read.
Anarchy against bedtimes. That's the no thank you philosophy. Decoding Nick Land to explain why sleep schedules are wrong. I mean, this is also me, but I engage with retardation because reasons.
So what's our take on Maoism based?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that's the new opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna be repeat real quick.
Okay.
I can't believe I came onto this stream to be the cucked liberal anarchist. So sad.
Yeah. You've always been the cucked liberal anarchist. Even when you were a Maoist, you were a cucked liberal anarchist.
I was never a Maoist.
You were a Maoist. Back when you were like, oh yeah, in the Red Book, Chairman Mao says you gotta uphold the Apollonian ideal. Remember when you used to say that?
Yeah, remember when Mao said you don't need sex?
Yeah. Have you ever read the Gaddafi's Green Book? That's you. You were a Green Bookist, Gaddafiist.
I literally was when I was like 16. I read the Green Book.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
It's kind of good. I say that even now, Gaddafi was kind of base.
I think I just feel like Gaddafi was kind of like, just kind of a guy, you know? Like, he was just kind of a guy who was just sort of thrust into power, and then was just like, well, I guess I have to do something, and so he wrote like a thing with all the opinions he had, and I haven't read it, but, you know, generally speaking, most just a guy people have have like they just they have opinions. They want to help people most of the time. That's my take on Gaddafi. Just a guy. Just a dude.
Hey.
Lev says, nah, fourth political theory doesn't really have any clear ideas, really. It's just about denying everything that has something to do with modern. Geopolitical views of Dugin and fourth political theory are two separate things.
I mean, okay, so, like, this is generally, like, a thing that you find, like, across fascists. There's not, like, because if you have, like, a clearly defined, like, political program, the aesthetics and emotional motives that like bring about fascism take less precedent, and so like I was talking about like the adaptation, like the emphasis that Tanky specifically make on adaptation, and the reason they do this is because they don't really have any central principles guiding their political beliefs. They can look at like China and then be like, oh yeah, that's exactly like what I want, the Soviet Union. That's exactly like what Marx said. You just kind of have to look through it like through this lens of mental gymnastics, and it like it's essentially the same kind of make it up as you go because I feel things rationality that like the Nazis had.
Yeah, it's you find that a lot in like online right-wing discourse, like how they'll transition from the Ben Shapiro type facts don't care about your feelings, basic science type stuff, and then they'll just try and like, but they're like friends with guys or even the same guy, like they're the same guy who'll just talk about like weird, like there's people who, like you'll see people who are like, here's a bunch of fucking empirical data as to why the leftists want you to be a vegan when actually meat is really healthy and you should be working out and eating meat. And by the way, Hyperborea, just straight real. Like it's interesting. I'm trying to adapt that. That's very schizo in a Deleuzian sense. I'm trying to do that for whatever the fuck I am. Thoughts on Julius Evola? Wait for Dotes to get back. Dotes has opinions on Evola. My opinions on Evola is kind of silly guy. What are your opinions on Evola, Lily?
I still need to read Evola. So I have like a very like limited awareness of what he thought. I know that he was really into magic, and one of the things that he had talked about was like the spirit of a woman like being like taking precedent over like the actual like physical nature of it, like the biological sex or whatever. And so I've heard interpretations from some parts of the esoteric right.
I've seen this too.
Who are trans women who like want to be trad wives in like an Evola society because they have like a female spirit.
This is your time to shine, don't smile.
What? Yeah, I'm a known trad wife.
You're known have opinions on Evola, right?
I don't really have any opinions on Evola, no.
You said it was like basic bitch right wing thing.
No, I just have opinions on people who are into Evola.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck Lev is, but shouts out to Lev. Gwenon and Evola are the most based philosophers out there. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not sure I can necessarily agree with you there. However, keep it up.
Yes.
Hyperborea may or may not be real. Now, Moldbug is something I do have opinions on. We both have opinions on Moldbug. We both like Moldbug, and Osaka Syndrome does not like Moldbug.
Yeah. I don't wanna explain why I don't like Moldbug, because both of you are way more educated on him than me, and what I'll end up saying is like uh decentralization but different, maybe, and then that's like the crux of all my points.
Reading Moldbug is just fun for
Yeah,
us.
he's just a good entertaining blogger. Like that's all he's ever. Well, it was all he tried to be until he stopped being Moldbug and became the great mirror for the nihilist prince. That's the most edgy fucking stupid name ever.
Until Moldbug decided to become how the realist hero saved
Yeah,
the kingdom.
exactly. But when he was Moldbug, he was just trying to write entertaining blog posts, and I think they're very entertaining blog posts with some solid ideas in them.
Yeah, like cryptographically locked guns.
Yeah, like biofuel for criminals. I think turning criminals into biofuel isn't the worst idea. I don't think it's the worst idea. I'm subbed to this channel because I'm impressed by your vast knowledge and I hope to be taught things listening to you. Well, thanks for the ego boost. I assure you my knowledge is not that vast.
Thanks for the Reddit gold, bro.
Listen, Lev, we've moved on from Hyperborea. You need to read some real literature and learn about the Lemurian Time War. Fuck Hyperborea, we're all about Lemuria in this household. Yes.
Carlyle has some funny papers, but he's not as entertaining as Moldbug. Not by a long shot.
I don't know who Carlyle
Carlyle
is.
is Moldbug's like a prime inspiration, basically.
I see.
He wrote like the Latter-day Saints or something like that. He's not as funny as Moldbug, so particularly I care about him as much. He was like a journalist, I think.
Moldbug is, generally speaking, very good at writing to convince, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he has a good understanding of the sort of, like, being a counter to liberal boringness, you know?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I noticed when reading him is, like, he will do all he can to, like, insert levity, humor in jokes, like, and not to use like too many fancy big words to make himself sound smart, like, which I think is a good thing.
That's also how I write.
Yeah, I do not write like that.
Me too.
I like big words.
Yeah.
They sound good. But I like there's more than one legitimate writing style.
No, I have the correct one.
You have the correct one? I see.
Yeah. No one else can write differently than me.
I see. It's like my opinions on cinema. Ozu does it right. Everyone else does it wrong.
I actually think like Bukowski has the objectively correct writing style.
I see.
But no one else can write like Bukowski, so write Bukowski.
That's true.
Yeah.
I haven't read much right-wing theory, so...
Don't start reading right-wing theory. You'll genuinely convince yourself that it's correct for like 2 weeks.
I mean,
and I'll
yeah,
have to deal with it.
that's true.
Yeah,
I can't deny that. It's fine, though.
it's fine. It's just, be aware that like if you gain the right-wing theory the next 2 weeks from me being like, no thank you, you don't actually believe this, you just read it in a book.
Here's the thing, I've never gone through an actual being right-wing phase. Like like economically right-wing. I went through a phase when I was 13 of being a misogynist.
Yeah.
More hardcore misogynist. But I've never gone through an actually, like, even then I was a lefty.
Yeah.
Like, I've never gone through a phase of being like, actually, rent control is the fastest way to destroy a city.
I mean, rent control isn't the most useful policy for a couple of reasons.
Rent control has some real problems, like as an economic concept.
Yeah.
It probably does.
Yeah. Ideally, like, what you want to do is increase social housing, and then, like, when you control the price on social housing, it has much less of an impact on the market than fucking trying to control the prices of, like, privately owned stuff.
Yeah. I don't exactly know everything, but like, I feel like in areas with rent control, you have like a bunch of old dilapidated houses that are like just legitimately not worth fixing because of rent control. So you end up with a fucking surplus of basically abandoned housing with a deficit of like actually usable housing.
Okay,
Yeah, like that's why making social housing like more competitive until like social housing just becomes so good that like more people are using that than like fucking privately owned shit. Like in Austria, for example, like 60% of the homes that people are in is social housing, and like it's really good housing. Like you have like wide open like windows for lots of natural light.
For a bit suspiciously.
It's a large living space.
Conveniently off camera.
What?
I'm just going off camera for a bit suspiciously. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Frank is going off camera for the sake of convenience.
I see.
You know
so like, if the government is investing in quality housing and then making that more competitive, you essentially get the result that you want of like more people have houses because that's easier to subsidize. Like if you're a lower income person, controlling the price on something owned by the government versus like telling like a middleman basically, oh, it has to be this price.
Also, the good student said thoughts on Orwell as a journalist, and I actually have thoughts on Orwell as a journalist. I haven't read most of his journalistic writing, but I read the fucking about being poor in like Paris and England. Do you know what that book is called?
A Tale of Two Cities.
No, it's not A Tale of Two Cities. It's a really fucking good book. It's Orwell talking about like why it was like being broke in Paris and like how he had to basically work in sweatshops and hotels, and like have no money, and how like he basically managed to like get shit done with like absolutely no money. And then also talking about being poor in England and like the social problems caused by the way that poverty was handled in England around that time period. That's a really good book.
I see. That sounds sick.
Yeah, it's a really good book.
Have you read Notes on Nationalism?
I have not read Notes on Nationalism yet.
I think that's probably like the best, especially like entry level or like something you can show like your mom or something. That is like the best like summarization of like subconscious racism and prejudice and like how that influences political programs. And he uses like a lot of personal anecdotes basically to like from being in Britain at the time of the war in order to like formulate like broader a broader analysis of the situation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Down and Out in London and Paris. Yeah, it's a great fucking book.
I haven't read that one yet. I liked Homage to Catalonia, even though he kind of presents Catalonia in a more idealized way than like it actually was. Like Catalonia was kind of a shitty place with gulags.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, Down and Out in London and Paris is like hell, I really quite book.
Do you know what's a good book?
Yeah.
More Brilliant Than the Sun by Caldwell Eshelman.
Did you not read the entire book?
I did read the entire book,
did?
but like weirdly, like I ended up, because I was reading it for research, like I read it out of order because I would just read the bits that were relevant for the bit that I was writing. But I did eventually, like during the process of researching, I read every chapter, just not in order.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a pretty short book.
Yeah.
But it is a really good book. It's a bit pretentious, but in a fun way.
The good student says, Notes on Nationalism good. I also recommend his essay, Lear, Tolstoy and the Fool.
I will check that out. It sounds like something that would be up my alley, because I like Tolstoy.
I should give money to Tolstoy.
I'll give you
I've actually read a Tolstoy book.
My actual political opinions, although I have like weird schizo stuff about like collapse and stuff, the only actual policies or like foreseeable things I actually care about, to the point where I would bother like ever making any effort to campaign for them in terms of like Like, there's stuff that I do that I feel like is inherently
Can you do
political.
it?
No, I'm gonna do another one because
Okay.
it's the mesh is
Can I
weirdly
have
shaped.
some of that you wanted?
There is literally like crumbs.
Can I
Like,
have the crumb system? I
um,
feel like that would be a fair distribution.
I don't feel like that would be a fair distribution.
Because I'm not gonna go into details, but the evidence. I mean, I guess the mesh is really
Yeah, the mesh is weirdly shaped. That's
Yeah.
why I'm doing it.
Arr.
I could just fix the mesh.
That's true.
Or whatever. I'll just chuck it on up. Alright. Nothing suspicious going on here. Actually, fuck it. Do you have a lighter?
You found the light.
I found a lighter, yeah.
Yeah.
Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only actual political policy opinions are anti-copyright and pro-UBI. These are the only things I actually care about. Really. Everything else I just do for fun. The only things I think would actually improve my life or anyone who matters' life is get rid of copyright and give everyone money.
Yo, UBI, like when they raise rent and food prices, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here with my liberal ass takes on economics once again. I have to check no thank you. Who knew Lily Osaka would be the secret right winger of this live stream? Anti-rent control, anti-UBI.
But in places with some form of UBI, that stuff doesn't generally happen. You already had your bits.
That's true.
We made an exchange.
That's so true. I'm regretting my past decisions now.
Also, since we're just not hiding anything,
Yeah.
you had more of the brownies than I did. You had
That's
like
so
2
true.
extra brownies than me.
But you had more in that context, I think.
What do you mean?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think I had more in that. How does that make sense?
Because at the time when I was redosing, you were simultaneously redosing.
Yeah, but
Different
you were
things.
having hits,
That's true. Well, but you were having problems.
I suppose so.
Yeah,
I mean, this tiny amount of weed is not going to get you high.
that's true.
There's not really any point. That's just my opinion. I mean, if you really want it, you can have
Yeah.
this literally crumbs.
Look
Anyway,
at these
welcome to
absolute
Entertainment
degenerates.
Stream content.
The good student in the chat says, what are you guys' favorite anime and why? My favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop, because I relate to the way that it portrays trauma. And it's also just very stylized, and I like the soundtrack.
Okay, I will. What is your favorite anime,
It's okay.
Dotesmite? Elaborate.
It's good.
Lev in the chat says Kaon because Mugi, of course the fascist in the chat would like the rich girl,
Kaon's
otherwise
good, though.
known as the worst girl.
Yeah, Mugi is worst girl. Actually, that's not true. Ritsu's worst girl.
Why do you not like Jitsu?
I don't like tomboys in anime.
I see.
I like Ui because she's me.
I don't know how accurate it is.
I'm like a combination of Ui and Yui.
You are nothing like Ui. Let's get that straight real quick.
I mean, why else would everyone tell me that I'm Osaka mom?
Who says that?
Lots of people, just not people
Do they happen
in...
to have mommy issues?
Yes.
Then that explains it. Azu says the worst? Maybe.
That's a bad take.
Actually, that is a bad take. Best K-On! Girl,
Don't have to
Best K-on! Girl is Ui. Ui is pure, unlike this fucker over here. Actually, Azunyan's pretty good. I like Azunya.
There's no
As
bad
you said,
girls in Korean, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also don't think there's any bad girls in K-on! But my favourite anime is Sealed Experiments Lane, by the way, in case you were wondering. Obviously it is, I'm a loser. My second favourite anime is Hidemaru's Sketch.
My second favorite is NHK because Hikikomori lol.
I think NHK is also my second favorite planking and something.
Did you read the books yet? The book yet, Lily?
Yes.
Oh, you did? It's good.
Yes. It's really good.
Which book?
The NHK.
Oh, I see.
The book is better. That's the only reason NHK isn't in my top 10, because reading the book kind of obsoleted the anime for me.
Phone died.
You want to plug it in?
No.
Okay.
I think there's the box shit when you play it in the turned off.
The Good Student asked me what I thought of the Bebop Netflix adaptation. The little bit of it I saw, I did not like. I didn't have the strength to watch the whole thing just because I didn't like how it looked. Like, it could have been worse as far as live action anime adaptations go, but like, just look at I almost used gamer words again. Just look at the orange one, the Steven Universe equivalent of the Cowboy Bebop equivalent of the green retard. What was her name? Ed?
Ed, yeah.
Can I have to like just move?
I don't know. You're gonna burn yourself. I feel like that would be a dope smart move. That anime snob calls the genre of slice. Why? I'm sorry, The Good Student. Why are you watching? Why are you like unironically watching that anime snob videos?
That anime snob is good. No, his videos are literally good.
His videos
I've
are
been saying this for like 5 years.
Every clip or thing, every time someone says that anime snob said, it's always some dumb shit. That's made me think that his videos aren't good.
Okay, that anime snob is good because he represents a time in anime discourse that, like, kind of just isn't represented anymore. Like, even on 4chan, and, like, parts of the internet that are kind of bastions of, like, old fag, like, energy, there's just not really, like, a place. But Snob does that, and while, like, a lot of his videos are quite redundant, and he can have a tendency to say, like, kind of retarded shit, at the same time, he's also, like, a genuinely good writer, and is, like, genuinely funny. And so I feel like if there were to be, like, a person who would represent, like, the kind of views that he has, views that, like, admittedly I disagree with quite a bit, and I think everyone here would as well, I think he would probably be, like, the best person to represent those views, because, like, he does so in a way that, like, I feel like it embodies that state and time. Like, he's a fucking actual old head. Like, he's actually old. He's been doing this forever, and he's just sort of thought the same things that I feel like are representative of, like, the old way of thinking about anime, you know?
I see.
Yes.
I don't think there is a good anime YouTuber, except, oh, that's not true. KYDB is a good anime YouTuber, and Donut Man Can is a good anime YouTuber.
Anyway, what the fuck is the name? Ibby Fly says, what's in Billy McCowan?
Oh, wait, let me go back. I missed some. The anime snob says the slice of life genre, the slice of nothing happens genre. That is, you said this guy's a good writer?
Yes.
That was the most inventive pun he could come up with. The slice of that's literally that's a nostalgia critic tier joke. But anyway, the thing about slice of life anime that I've been wanting to make a video on for a while is that no matter how many people say it doesn't have plot, even dare I speak their name, Digibro, say slice of life anime has no plot as a positive, this is incorrect. I've never seen a slice of life anime that didn't have plot in every episode. Even the super slice of lifey stuff like Gochiusa or Aria are still plot focused. I mean, they have a heavier emphasis on the sort of background details, but they're still focused on the plot. They're not any less plot focused than like any other comedy. So yeah, the lots of things tend to often happen in slice of life anime. In fact, most slice of life anime are fairly fast paced. Like all of the sort of like manga time Kirara type stuff, like K-On! Lucky Star, that's not manga time Kirara, but that sort of like genre of slice of life, the Lucky Star-esque, 4 Cute Girls in High School-esque, like the pacing of those is quick as fuck. It's just that the pacing is about the comedy, because it's their comedy shows. Like they're mostly like yon-comers, like they're generally beat punchline reaction, beat punchline reaction, and then in terms of plot, like you might not notice the plot because it's kind of a secondary feature, but like say something like Gochiusa, for example, like it might seem like there's no plot after you watch the episode, but while you were watching it, things were happening. Like what happened in a Gochiusa episode we watched?
Moved in like relationships for stuff.
I mean, that's the stuff that they want you to focus on, but the what I'm saying is the plot of each episode exists. Like it's stuff like,
I mean, that was the first episode.
that was the first. We watched the second episode too. For example, Cocoa has to go to school.
Yeah.
Here's all of the preparations she has to go through to go to school. Here's the person but on her way to school, she like it's literally a 3-act structure. Like, the problem of the episode is Cocoa has to go to school, and it's like, oh no, she had an obstruction and that she spent a lot of time getting lost, and then because she spent a lot of time getting lost, therefore she runs into the Amausan Japanese lady, I forgot her name, and because she runs into the Japanese lady, she finds out that there's no school today, and then it's like, a comedy moment or whatever. Like there's plot stuff happening. Listen, there's plot stuff happening, man. The stakes are low or something. See, this is where I disagree with a lot of anime people. Like to me, the stakes of a bunch of characters and friendships I know being, about to evolve or change, the dynamic about the change in some way, some character that I've grown to love, growing by like being influenced by their friends or the world, is way higher stakes to me than like, oh no, the universe is going to explode if we don't stop the big bad guy. Like, which is, most of the shows that people like. Like, to me, that's not compelling. I don't care if the universe explodes, but I care if fucking, something happens to Chino, because I've spent 3 seasons learning to fucking understand her as a person. Alright. Where the fuck were we? The NHK book is short though. What's better about the book? It's tighter paced. It has drugs in it, which makes like a lot of the stuff make way more sense. Like, they completely cut the whole drug stuff out of the anime, and you don't notice that it's missing. But once you know that there's supposed to be a bunch of drug stuff happening, a bunch of the anime is like, oh, this is the bit they had to do because they cut out all the drug stuff that would have led to this.
I mean, in the anime, he's just schizophrenic, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't work as well, because it's like, in the anime, it's like, firstly, in the anime, he only developed this schizophrenia after he became a hikikomori, right? Pretty much.
I mean, that can happen.
That can happen, that's true. Okay, fair point. But it's weird. I like the drugs more. It makes more sense because it shows that it's like a choice on his part.
I mean, it's edgier, and it's like a sign, okay, well, he's isolated and depressed, so he does drugs and then does psychosis. Like, it's, like, it is cooler, but I don't think that necessarily detracts from the anime. I think it only, it makes the book better in some regard, but I don't think the anime is worse for not having that.
Also, here's the thing here's the best part of the book. The best part of the book that's not in the anime isn't in the anime because it's not even in the main bit of the book. It's the epilogue to the epilogue, where the author is like, 10 years later, my book sold really well, but I didn't stop being a hikikomori, and he just details like his real life as a like what's happened to him since publishing the book and it's succeeding and all of this stuff. That's the best fucking part of the book because it recontextualizes the whole fucking thing. It's great. It's not in the fucking anime because it's not, diegetic. More reads to go around. Glad someone likes Snob. Did you see? Okay.
What are your thoughts on David McKellian?
Wait, was I mentioned?
No.
Oh, is Devin
okay.
McCallion? Wait, who's that?
I think it's the black dresses.
That's what, I think it's the black dresses person as well. I don't like black dresses really. Do you like black dresses?
Not particularly. I like her one album.
I like Devi's solo stuff, the stuff she did with like Katie Day, and the stuff she did when she was like an MLP musician more than I like Black Dresses. I think Black Dresses is kind of maybe TikTok ruined it, but I just listened to it and I think, oh yeah, the green retard from Steven Universe.
It's hella green retard from Steven Universe core.
Yes.
I don't really like that one, I'm afraid.
I think it's good.
That's a valid opinion.
Yeah.
He represents a time when you could get away with takes so patently unimaginative. Good take. Or a barista. Did you see Digi's I Hate Digibo video? Thoughts?
I couldn't finish it. It was too bad.
It's too bad. I watched 5 minutes of it and then I wanted to do literally anything else with my life. I didn't even make it to 5 minutes. I watched like 3 minutes of it.
And then you skipped through.
And then I just skipped through the video and then I went in the comment section and just posted the letter L.
She doesn't know how to talk with brevity or density anymore.
She just saw Tim Rogers and was like, hey, what if I just tried to copy this for whatever reason?
Yeah, all of Digi's new videos are like bad Tim Rogers knockoffs.
Does it have to be these cards?
Okay. You can have these cards.
Okay.
Yeah, all of Digi's new videos are like bad Tim Rogers videos because Digi doesn't understand what makes Tim Rogers good.
Yeah.
The classic.
Osaka, thoughts on... Oh, you already responded to that.
Okay, you can have the cards again.
Thank you. I think we're caught up on chat then. I'm gonna go get some more water.
I'm sleepy.
I'm kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
I guess we have been streaming for like 2 hours.
Yeah. What was good about Digi? You really get it.
I kind of feel like it's a you had to be there type beat, you know?
Yeah, because
Digi was good because you were able to watch her content, her old content, and be able to get the sense that like you were watching like a portion of someone's day. Like there was so much that was released, and because Digi was constantly changing, not only were you watching a portion of someone's day, you were watching like a portion of someone's life, like over the span of like a few month chunks, for example. You would notice these trends among like or across multiple videos that she would do, like either changes in like thought patterns or direction, or like new drama that was being gotten into, and like you sort of had this experience with the content where it was almost as if the camera wasn't there at certain points. Like there was this immersive component to it because you were invested in the narrative being presented. And I think that's why I liked her videos a lot when I was younger. And what ultimately like inspired me to do the kind of content that I ended up doing, because I would see like some of my favorite videos from Digi were like the quarter centennial progress report, where like she would film herself like going to get groceries or whatever, or like rearranging the Ota cave. Like the videos that were really like slice of life and like you felt were like a component of like a broader story that you were following across the channels. Yeah,
like me and you were talking about this recently, and the conclusion we came to is that Digi was just bad in a way that we were also at the same time.
I mean, if you want my take said straight from what I said very complicatedly in Denpa for stupid artistic reasons, from like a technical perspective, if you want to look at Digi in the context of YouTube, you can take like the old school vlogging style of like really early vlogs, like the early Vlogbrothers videos, for example, and then like that all changed really when, or like that generation was already dying sort of, but then Casey Neistat came around and sort of was like, no, vlogs have to be like, or vlogs can be or have to be more than that, and then but Casey Neistat is obviously not a relatable person. He's like a super rich, super, I don't know, Casey Neistat type guy, and yeah, Digi is like Casey Neistat for needs.
Yeah.
My opinion is basically that I was just a fucking person who...
get water and stuff.
Okay. Should I just end the stream maybe?
Yeah, sure, up to you.
Okay, I think I can entertain the stream. Okay. I think I'll end the stream, guys. I'm sorry for being a fucking Yoko Ono in this situation.
Sorry for being the spoiler candidate of this live stream.
Okay, bye guys. I'll just press the button here.